Welcome back, Commander Scrap Collector. Today we have another epic game in Beyond All Reason. If you guys are new here, make sure to lock it in because this battle is about to get crazier than that roller coaster ride you went on at Disneyland. Let's introduce the teams. We have red on the right hand side and blue on the left flank. Let me switch the circles around here so it maps up perfectly with our mini map. That's how you know I'm a professional. Let's look at our top player of red team anyways. 37 open skill. Gonna be open up as Cortex Bots. His opponent in the southern region, Shady Phoenix and Armada Enjoyer, opening up bots as well. For those of you guys who do not know what the difference between bots and vehicles are, that's the two main ways to fight in this game. One, the bots, well, they can get over these massive hills much faster and with absolute ease. This makes them a prime source of unit composition for a map that has very highly and hill terrain. The only upside of vehicles is that they're generally faster and they just trade more efficiently per metal. But right now in Beyond All Reason, you got grunts and pawns, these little two-legged monsters. They absolutely shred down everything in their path, as they're easily able to go up and down the hill, meaning vehicles is just not a choice here. That's why you see almost every player going bots. Another massive advantage of going bots are these beautiful grave robber units, aka the grave suckers. They eat anything that dies on the battlefield for about 60 to 70% of the total cost that they were made out of. Plus, they can eat these rocks on the map that are worth about 20 metal a pop. That's half a unit. That's what I call a 2-for-1 deal. A rock plus a unit, now we're cooking. We have the top side of the map here, the top player from blue versus the top player of red. This is where the battle truly matters, as if either one of these players fall, that will generally mean GG, as the top players usually have to carry in these types of games, especially when the other games are so lopsided in skill. For example, there's 11 OS player. That's what I like to call the wild card. This guy at the back of the map, he's either going to lock it in and carry his team to victory, or he's going to absolutely throw the match into oblivion. We just do not know it yet, but hey, that's part of the fun of watching a massive online game known as Beyond All Reason. You never know what you're going to get. And each side is taking the high ground and looking to shell away. In a game like Beyond All Reason, there is a massive advantage to the team holding the top of the map. Meaning if you have high ground, you are in a very good position, much more than in any other game. You'll see the grunts here dashing forward and getting a massive trade, sniping down 2 metal extractors, gutting anyways economy, and sending him back to the factory where he needs to be rebooted. The major downside though, there is a bunch of metal on the map. Translation, this is now a war zone, not only for positioning but for the reclaim field, and something anyways has a tremendous advantage in, as his commander's already sitting there. But the grunts, they see his army escaping, running back to defend his base, looking to pounce in. But anyways, fights back and pushes them back to the hill, meaning he's got the reclaim, he's got his fort locked down like Fort Knox. But he does have to be afraid, as Shady Phoenix is looking to get a massive flank here. And this flank succeeds, yellow could be out of the game entirely. As the bomb on the map continues to develop, let's zoom out and see how the rest of the map is looking. Orange 2v1ing in the middle, but what I'm most interested in is the top part of the map, as this is where blue and red are clashing left and right, where Dr. Weed here is forced to hold the middle, preventing red's onslaught of aggression. The major downside of pushing in so deep to the enemy once again is that reclaim, as now the metal on the right hand side of the map here is starting to stack higher than my hairline on my forehead. That is a tragedy in both ways. With Dr. Weed here forced to fall back, but his teammate Pop absolutely shelling away at the rocket bots here. He doesn't need to micro his units. They got aimbot as they do not miss, and red's push halted, stomped. What is this? There's a beautiful pumpkin on Pop Pop's head. He's looking cute, bro. I want that skin. How do you get that skin, boys? Let me know down in the comments below.
Commander destroyed.
But a massive commander explosion in the bottom of the map. This could be Anyway's moment to turn the game around. As that commander falls, not only does blue lose a lot of pushing power, but there's a bunch to reclaim here that needs to be fought over. Sergo's little late to react here, as the yellow player has already eaten half the corpse. That metal buffet is looking quite delicious. But Sergos looks to just degun it. Why? To deny it from the enemy, as he does not think he's going to be able to hold this position. Yellow has scaled nicely, now transitioning into vehicles. This is for the Pounder and the Whistlers, looking to get the 1-2 punch combo. Use the Pounder and some anti-swarm while using the Lashers to push in slowly and destroy the defensive line. But as that's going on, a squadron of thugs head through the middle of the map, looking to get a good pincer maneuver onto our blue commander Sergos. But at last he's forced to fall back, as this yellow army is getting sandwiched on 3 sides. My man's about to turn into a Big Mac, and I'm salivating at the mouth. But anyways, desperately trying to claim this hill. That high ground is pivotal for his success on the southern flank, as the longer he sits on the low ground, the worse he'll be. The artillery is now out for Anyways, looking to shell away and pepper the defenses, looking to weaken blue on all flanks here so he can go for one final death push and look to really end the game. The question is,
Commander
how is the north
died.
side doing? As of the left, the bottom flank has completely crumbled. Let's head up to the top of the map, and we see the opposite happening, where blue is controlling a commanding victory on the northern side. Meaning, it's going to be a race against time. The bottom of the map, heavy in favor of red. Top, heavy in favor of blue. As the potato farmer, that man loves the taters. About to be turned into a mashed potato. As the rocket bots look to speed down the commander, very slow, but is still deadly. As if he's able to get in range with a couple of D-guns, or even get a self-destruction, this entire army could go up in flames. He tries to go for the cloak D-gun, the classic beyond all reason move, but sadly the radar is up and he is fully prepared.
Commander
As Potato
destroyed.
Farmer falls down into the Mariana Trench, where he is gonna lie for the rest of his life, as Aqua now holds this middle part of the map steady, meaning they now have a catastrophic lead on the top. But if we take a moment to zoom out, we can see the same exact lead on the bottom of the map. This is now whoever can die slower will win the game. Blue needs to understand they have to hold this bottom of the flank for as long as possible. They don't need to carry. They don't have to make the flashy play to make a comeback. They just need to die slowly. And the question is, can they do it, or will they fall trying? Sergos getting up a radar and as fast as humanly possible here to try and deny a cloak commander self-D into his base. That is a very deadly option. If the commander, by the way, was able to get up to this point of the map, about to this needle turret, he would completely decimate blue's defenses, sending them to the Shadow Realm and absolutely ending their career. But blue is holding strong. They're holding steady. If you look at the minimap, the north side is pushing in hard, but we're here to see the southern flank, as Anyways goes for an explosion but ends up destroying his whole army instead. Sergos with the comeback of the century. This man is going to robot heaven as he saved his team from utter destruction. Yes, he lost his side. Yes, yellow had a commanding advantage, but that commander snipe all but ended red's career on the southern flank. They no longer have the pushing power to break Sergos. He is locked in. My man is sweating all the way down his face, as now he's looking to put the pedal to the metal and push back against yellow's onslaught of aggression. A massive reclaimed field sits in front of him. This means he'll have access to 3,500 metal, allowing him to go tier 2 if he wants to, or do anything at this point, as the yellow push has been completely halted. As this has happened, as I zoom out on the north side of the map, another commander falls left and right. The dominoes of red team is starting to fall all over. There's almost no hope remaining, as the grunts, the trasher, everything is inside of red's base. Tier 2 is finally online for the potato farmer, but it's looking like it's a little bit too late, as blue is knocking on his doorstep. The resign vote is coming out, but there is still technically hope for red team, as you never know what can happen. Orange has an advantage in the middle of the map, and yellow still technically is holding relatively strong in the bottom. Not winning, but I would say it's about even down there. Where Mega 5, he has completely dominated his central part. And now red has to stop the bleeding or it's all but over. The resign vote comes out once again. Red team looking to put the final nail in the coffin. But orange, he is a believer. I believe he's the only man that said no, as he's looking to hold down his base. But green, the green goblin is inside, bro, and he's tearing him a new one. This is no longer a run by, but a home invasion, as the map is completely over. And that's going to be all she wrote for Beyond All Reason. If you guys are new here, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe. And who do you guys thought was the MVP of the match? I had to give it to my boy on the top, Aqua. He definitely carried, giving his team a lot of breathing room.